The wonderful history of Formula One inspired men from America to battle their way to the pinnacle of motorsport. Their desire to etch their name into legend alongside the greats. Dreams of glory pushed them to go faster and faster, and it was these men that inspired the Americans who followed in their footsteps. Bill Vukovich was one of Formula One's first American winners, an Indy 500 victory when the race was part of the championship in the 1950s. A notoriously difficult race to win, Vukovich triumphed twice and lost his life while chasing a third. His legacy inspired the likes of Maston Gregory, known as the Kansas City Flash. With his boyish good looks and thick glasses, he didn't appear the typical racing driver. And while Formula One's success eluded him, he was admired for his commitment.
Maston Gregory is in fact driving the race of his life. And nothing the Ferraris can do shake off this determined American. Maston's gallant drive comes to an end when he blows up the engine and the popular American has to walk home.
When Phil Hill joined Ferrari in 1956, it was a match made in the heavens. A maiden win at the 1960 Italian Grand Prix, a sign of things to come. A thrilling win from his teammate Wolfgang von Trips at the Belgian Grand Prix the following year set up a winner-take-all championship decider between both men at Monza. While the Tifosi prepared themselves for a thrilling finale, tragedy struck as von Trips was killed in an accident on lap 2. It was amidst this sadness that Phil Hill was crowned America's first Formula One world champion in 1961. Another young man emerged within the next couple of years, a cool and calculating driver.
If it looks, as the race develops, like I might be able to break away from them, why, yes, I'll do it, provided it's not going to take everything out of the car.
His greatest moment came at the French Grand Prix in 1962. Driving for Porsche, he claimed an historic maiden win for both himself and the famous German manufacturer.
To Dan Gurney, the fruits of victory at 101.38 miles an hour.
Richie Ginther was another to reach the top step of the podium. 1965 provided his greatest moment. With Honda, he won his first and only Grand Prix in Mexico, giving the Japanese mark their first win in Formula One. Peter Revson was making a name for himself by winning races in 1973. The New Yorker, and heir to the Revlon cosmetic business, was described as a free spirit who passed up an easy life for one of speed and danger. He chalked up victories at the British and Canadian Grand Prix. It gave him the self-belief he belonged.
American Peter Revson wins the British Grand Prix 1973 in a Yardley McLaren Ford.
Sadly, his true potential was never realized, as he lost his life in practice for the South African Grand Prix in 1974. Mario Gabriele Andretti's racing intentions were clear from the very start.
If there's any way that I can go out and take the lead, I'll do it as early as possible.
Now at Colin Chapman's Lotus team, he finally found a home where his abilities could be unleashed. A quick teammate in Ronnie Peterson pushed Lotus to the very front, both winning races along the way. It was Mario's greater consistency that saw him head to the Italian Grand Prix that year with a chance of winning the Formula One World Championship. The dream was close.
What does the World Championship title mean to you?
Everything. Everything.
Once again, fate was to lend a tragic hand. Peterson was involved in a fiery accident at the start of the race. Mario bravely finished sixth to become the 16th driver to win the Formula One World Championship, and only the second American to do so. The sad news came through the next day. Good friend Ronnie Peterson had died due to his injuries. More recently, we've seen others aiming to add their story to our rich history in Formula One. The present brings us here to Texas, a world-class venue showcasing the very best in Formula One. What of the future? Alexander Rossi is seemingly on the right path to becoming the next American in Formula One.
Alexander Rossi to take his first GP2 Series win.
Our love of motor racing, rich tradition, and history means drivers from these shores will one day return to the blue ribbon of motorsport. And when they do, they'll look to follow in the footsteps of those gone before, to write their name in the legend that is Formula One.